everybody, this is Tracy here with another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here with some updates. Keeping you guys posted on all the drama surrounding the whole R. Kelly situation that's going on. So the good news thus far is that he hasn't had any personal drama since he went to court, since those extra 11 charges were levied against him. But it seems that the people surrounding him, the people that are trying to benefit off of what he's going through, they have continued to be in the news. So I got three stories for you guys. So the first one is Drea. So you guys know Growing Up Hip Hop premieres tomorrow, and Drea and them kids is going to be on that show. And I wanted to clarify, because in my last video where I actually talked about Growing Up Hip Hop, people were kind of coming for the daughter Joanne, but I just want to clarify that in one of the interviews that was done back in March, I believe it was, when they first announced that Drea was going to be on Growing Up Hip Hop, and that the kids were supposedly going to be joining her on the episode. When they talked to Joanne, you guys know Joanne goes by the name of Buku Abi, she stated in that interview, and I believe it was with The Blast, that she was coming on basically to promote her music, and that she would not be bashing her dad. She won't be talking about her dad on the show. So that remains to be seen, because y'all know that with these reality TV shows, they need some drama, and they're really not there to help you further your career. They're there for ratings. So the boycott is in effect, okay? We are not watching Growing Up Hip Hop, okay? So we need the ratings to tank on that show. So what has Drea done? So Drea has petitioned the courts about that $32,000 in interest that she claims that her ex-husband owes her. And so Drea tried to she had a process server go to Trump Towers to serve R. Kelly some papers and make him come to court, I guess, or that she was suing him or whatever the hell she got going on about this $32,000, and nobody answered the door. So then she tried to serve his family court attorney, and that's the lady, I think her name is Lisa D'Amato or D'Amico, let me see. Okay, Lisa D'Amico is his family court attorney. So she refused the documents when they tried to serve her with them. So now Andrea is petitioning the courts to, one, make R. Kelly pay this $32,000 in interest. And if you go back to the video where I actually talked about, first started talking about the child support and about the interest, because I was trying to figure out, how do you accumulate interest on back child support? And then people were saying that, oh, it's not the mother that's going to get the money, that it is the courts that's going to get the money. But that didn't make sense to me. So I did a little research, and I found out that you can accumulate interest. Is only certain states allow it. Each state has their own percentage. And I think with Chicago, it's like 9% interest that you can collect on the back child support starting 30 days after the first delinquency, where the parent has refused to pay the money. So I also believe, I could be wrong, but in the research that I did, and I didn't save it, I just used it for that video, but in my research it says that it wasn't enforceable by the courts, and that if to get that interest, that the custodial parent or the person that's supposed to be receiving the interest, they would have to file like a civil lawsuit against the person. And again, this is from state to state, so I'm not sure if the child support court can actually help Drea collect this $32,000, but we'll have to wait and see, because now Drea is saying that only $12,000 of that $32,000 is actually interest on the back child support. She's saying that the other $20,000 was actually for tuition costs for Buku. Okay, so I don't understand that because number one, the girl is not in college, and I know people were saying, like some people were saying that she was in college in Miami and dropped out, but then after the last child support hearing, Drea said that she was in college in California at some college of the arts or something in California. So I don't know how Drea is trying to collect $20,000 in tuition, which was allegedly a part of their divorce, not a part of the child support. And basically, in the divorce, R. Kelly agreed to pay tuition for the kids once they went to school. But according to him, when they were at the hearing, he was basically saying, I needed proof that she was going to school. I wasn't going to just give her the money. She had to prove that she was in school. So I don't know what the deal is with all of that. But what I do know as a college student is that you have basically when you register for college, and I know that I can only speak for the University of South Florida, go Bulls. Um, you register for school and you financial aid I think kicks in the Saturday after the first class, and then you get your refund if you have any money that's coming to you. But if your financial aid, student loans, or whatever doesn't cover the cost of your tuition, you have until like 6 weeks later. It's usually like in the fall session in October, and then like in the spring session, you have to like the middle of February to pay the balance of your tuition. So I don't know how Joanne would have $20,000 in college tuition that Drea feels that she's entitled to, and we know that it wasn't for room and board because you have to pay all that up front. Like the only thing you get deferred is your tuition, but your room and board, like if you're staying on the dorms, your meal tickets, your parking, and all of that has to be paid up front, okay, before the first day of class, or you will be dropped. So I don't know where Drea is getting this $20,000 from. So then also in her petition to the court of trying to get them to force him to pay this $32,000 is now she's saying that she wants access to his bank records. Like she wants to know all of his financial information. She needs to see his bank accounts. And I'm just like, girl, are you for real? Like I don't think that that's how it works, Drea. I really don't. But that's what she's petitioning the court for. And so Steve Greenberg was interviewed, and he basically says that they ain't got time for Drea, and that if he owes the money, they just gonna give her that money so she'll go somewhere and sit out and shut up. But they're not giving her any financial records, any bank statements, or anything like that. So guys, I think there's a court date coming up, and I guess the judge is going to address all of this. But I'm like, girl, this man has paid you the back child support. He done paid you the current child support. He done paid you 2 months in advance. Will you please go somewhere and sit down? But we all know that this is for her role on growing up hip hop, because she has nothing else to talk about on that show, so she's trying to create some drama. So, what do you think about Drea and this continuing to like try to milk this man dry when she knows that he does not have? Oh, and then I also think that she included Sony, like she wanted records from Sony and all of this to see how much money he's getting in royalties and all this stuff. But I don't know. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think. So our second story is about Jim Derogatis. So you guys know on June 4th, Jim's book was released, The Soulless, whatever he's talking about R. Kelly in this book. And so he has been doing the press circuit. Like if you put R. Kelly in the search engine of Google, the only thing that's coming up is about all these interviews and everything that Jim Derogatis has done trying to promote and push this book. On the day that the book was released, he had a book talk with Tawanda Burke, the lady who started the Me Too movement before the white women hijacked the Me Too movement and then made her the face of the Me Too movement so that they could go after these black people, the R. Kelly's, the Russell Simmons, the Tavis Smileys, like all these people. Next up is Jason Mitchell from The Shy. So he did a book talk with her. He has one coming up on the 13th, I believe, which is tomorrow, that he's going to be with some of the women from the surviving R. Kelly docu-series, reality series that they had going on, and they're supposed to be with him, helping him push this book. So, I had to check and see what was going on with these book sales. So basically, the book is tanking. On June 4th, which was the first day of sales, which is like the most important day of your book sales, and you can pretty much tell how the book is going to do from the first day, because first of all, the book should have been available for pre-sale, which means that you can order your book before the date of the release and then get the book by the day of the release, of the official release. And so on day one, he was ranked like 1,200, which was definitely not a good sign for somebody that has this press junket and all the support behind them, to debut at ranked at 1,200 is never a good sign. And he had no reviews, like nobody had reviewed this book, and I'm just like, you could have got Geronda and Lizette and all of them could have wrote some reviews for this book for you. Like, why didn't he get them to do that? There were no reviews. So since then, the book has been out for a week now, and now it is at like 12,000 and something in the Amazon rankings. And 13,000 in the Kindle rankings. When the book debuted on Barnes and Noble's website, it was at 184,000 ranked, some crazy number like that. And so, just to give you guys an idea of what these numbers mean. So, I'm a self-published author. I don't have a machine behind me. I don't have a publishing company. I don't have a marketing division or any of these things that help you get the word out, help you get interviews. But he has all of this. And so, like, I haven't written a book, and my last book was released February 7th of 2012. I don't promote my books. I don't really talk about my books. People stop me every now and then, and they're like, "Oh, can I get a copy of your book?" And I literally have to order the books because I don't keep them on hand, or I'll have 3 or 4, and then I was like, "Okay, let me run home and get you a book." I'm still amazed, and I said this before, when I get a royalty check from Amazon and from Barnes and Nobles, because the book is like in oblivion in the rankings. But every now and then, well, every month I do get a royalty check, but it's usually for a very small quantity of books. So basically, I can go into the system that shows you, like, if I put the ranking into the this app online, it will basically come back and tell you approximately how many books are being sold per day and per month based on the ranking. So I did that for Jim Derogatis' book today before I did this video. So 1 week after the book was released, and I use Amazon because Amazon, is running everybody out of business. And so they're the biggest bookseller. And so if Amazon isn't selling your books at record number, then that means that bookstores aren't really selling your books at record numbers either. And so when I entered the number, his ranking today, which was 12,000 and something, into this app, it basically came back and said that on average he is selling about 21 books a day. And you would think, after all this hype and everything, that he would be selling tens of thousands of books every day. And of course, this doesn't account for books that he's like purchasing himself from the publisher, that he may be selling at these book talks. But then it's not like people are breaking down the doors to get into this book talk, because you guys know Michelle Obama has been on tour with her book, and she was selling out stadiums and arenas for her book talk. So Jim Derogatis, unless a miracle happens, that book will be in oblivion in probably a week or two. And speaking as an author, I know that feeling, and I know right now that he is sick to death, okay? Because you put your heart and your soul into your book, and you just think that everybody's going to be excited about it the same way that you are. So looks like another one has been cursed again. You guys, if you've been following all these people that's been coming after R. Kelly, coming against him, like bad things are happening to them. So I don't know, Jim. Look like the people have spoken and they don't want to hear anything else from you. And hopefully, when this is all over and done with, you will go somewhere and sit down. So, did you guys buy a copy of that book? I know y'all said in the last video y'all wasn't buying that book, but somebody is buying the book. Did y'all buy the book? Oh, and then also he only has 8 ratings, 8 reviews of the book, and so a couple of people gave it a 1 star, you know, saying that don't buy the book, it wasn't horrible. Then there were some other people that gave it 5 stars, and I think it has 1 4-star, and then somebody either a 5-star or 4-star was basically saying, oh, the people that gave it a 1 star, you know, they're R. Kelly fans and supporters. And somebody on Twitter said that they tried to leave a review, but Amazon wouldn't let them. So it sounds like he may have contacted Amazon after he got the first negative review. And so they may be going through a process where, and they do this sometimes, where they only allow people to leave reviews or rate the book if they have verified that they purchased the book from Amazon. So it doesn't seem like anybody is really interested in giving him good or bad reviews. Like they just not paying attention. But we'll see. Probably like right about now, Amazon should be emailing people who have purchased the book or downloaded the Kindle version. They're probably reaching out to those people now via email, asking them to leave a review. So you may see the reviews go up in the next week or so, because Amazon does do that. They will contact you and ask you to review a product or rate a product or give your opinion. Like if somebody asks a question, they will reach out to people that have purchased the item and ask them to review it. So that's it for Jim Derogatis. So it appears that last week the world was against Dana J. Like Twitter was abuzz about him. So it started out with a video that he did some time ago where he said that he has a daughter from Asante McGee's daughter. So he's saying that his daughter is Asante McGee's granddaughter. And so people were like, I don't think so. Because number one, Asante McGee's daughter is much younger than him. So that would be kind of creepy. And then I think the daughter has a grandson. So then it came out so Angelo Clary did a video a few weeks ago where he was like going off on Dana J, like cursing him from A to Z, okay? So then Dana was on FaZe's channel and he was talking about what people were asking in the comments, you know, what was going on with him and Angelo Clary. Why was Angelo Clary so upset with him? So Dana said that after the video, now Angelo did the video late at night. It was like 11:30 at night. When I saw it, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning because I had woke up and went to the bathroom and was like laying in bed flipping through my Instagram. And when I saw that he had went live, and so I watched the video. And so Dana said that later on that day, he said, oh, we talked about it, we worked everything out, and everything is cool. And so he said that he had called Angelo, and they talked for like 6 hours, and then they found out that they were related to each other. So, of course, you know, the people that don't like Dana J jumped on that and was like, what the hell, okay? So once it started spreading on Twitter about Dana J and this conversation and him supposedly being related to Angelo Clary, then people started questioning his loyalty to R. Kelly. And is he really a supporter or is he a mole? Like, what's really going on? So they were like really coming for him. And so then Angelo Clary went live on Instagram. And then Angelo Clary has a friend who's like this anonymous man that nobody knows who he is. Like you can only see his feet and see him in the car when he's driving around talking about this whole situation. And so they basically took to Instagram after they found out everybody was coming for Dana J on Twitter, and they were basically saying, and like personally, I felt that they were mocking Dana J, and they were like making fun of him and kind of low key saying he's lying, this didn't really happen, because what Dana J said was, so after he made the comment about he had talked to Angelo for 6 hours, I think the next week people were bringing up the comment again on another interview with Phases, and so this time he said that he was going to break it down and explain it to everybody. And he said that a group of men saw that him and Angelo were fighting back and forth online. And so the men brought them together and sat them down and told them they need to squash the beef, and basically it was okay to disagree and be on different sides. And then I guess from this conversation they found out that they were related. And so even though he's still Team Kels and Angelo is still Team Azriel, they had agreed, to like squash the beef between each other and respect the fact that they were on separate sides of this fight that's going on. And so Angelo was basically like, yeah, Dana J, come on over to our side, cousin. And so like I said, I thought he was mocking Dana J in his response to what was going on social media. And then the Victims of Kale's guy, whose page has since been deleted because somebody reported his page as being harassing or threatening or something like that. He was basically saying, see, you need to come on over here because, we wouldn't treat you like that. We family over here and all this stuff. So I don't know. So, that kind of set off another firestorm, and people was like going at Dana J. So then I guess Dana J just had enough. So he took to Periscope, and Periscope is owned by Twitter. So when you do a Periscope video, it plays on your Twitter account. So Dana J came on and said he was sick of the bull crap. He was getting ready to address some things and let some people know what was on his mind. So he goes live on this Periscope, and so I was thinking to myself, like, everybody messing with Dana J. I don't think anybody really takes him serious, but why he seems really angry, really upset, what is going on? So he goes live on Periscope, and he said he's going to address the BS. He's getting ready to call some people out. I mean, he was like cursing people out. He was going off. He was threatening people. He was being very condescending and rude and everything, and kind of like with this mafioso mentality, like, don't mess with him because he, can do this and he can do that. So I quite frankly was entertained at first, okay? Because I was like, this is, like, they have so taken the focus off of R. Kelly with all of this. And why is he responding? Because everybody has an opinion. Why are you going at people that are going at you? Because that's just going to make them come at you even further. So in the video, he decided he was going to, name off these people that had been coming for him and let them know what he thinks once and for all. So the first person that he came for was somebody named Chronicles of Judah 114. I had never seen this person on social media, had no clue who it is. Then he went after Kels Nation, and I think a lot of people know who Kels Nation is because sometimes in my comments, people are talking about her. And I think they do that actually because I had mentioned her in a video, maybe 3 or 4 videos back. And so, they talk about her in the comments sometimes. And she basically, Kels, keeps it real. She is, if it's out there, she's going to say it. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. She's going to state her opinion, and that's just how she rolls. And so then the next person was Elle Norris, and Elle Norris is pretty much the same way. She says what she has to say, produces receipts, and they go on about their business. They don't care one way or the other what people think. And then the fourth person, Stand for Justice. I've seen that person on Twitter before, and they basically pretty much talking about the whole R. Kelly situation. If you're against R. Kelly, Kels Nation, Elle Norris, Stand for Justice, they're against you if you're against R. Kelly. And that's just basically how they roll. So then the fifth person, I was really shocked. It was this person named Lolo Brister. So I had seen a live video on Facebook with Dana J and this Lolo Brister, and this Brister, and this video was done the day that R. Kelly was in court back in May. It was like May 7th or something. And so they were talking about, the support team, and Dana J was had chimed in on to Lolo's live, and he was basically talking about all the things that they had did and how he had gotten R. Kelly to meet this support team, and they had this meet and greet, and how R. Kelly was so happy and all this stuff. And I think I mentioned that in that other video that I did, where I was like, yeah, right. So he comes for Lolo in this video, and we find out that Dana J didn't even know Lolo before he went to Chicago, that Lolo was somebody he met online, told him that he was R. Kelly's godson. And so Dana J kind of befriended him. The two met in person when he got to Chicago during this May court hearing. And so he's now going after Lolo, and he's angry with Lolo. So on the video, he was telling Lolo, oh, when I saw Rob and I told him, Lolo supposed to be here, he started laughing. It was like, oh man, that Lolo. But then in this Periscope video where he's going off on Lolo, he says, well, the truth of the matter is when Rob found out about you, he said he didn't know you, that you were lying about being his godson. And I'm just like, what? Okay, what's going on? And so now he's threatening Lolo, like he's going to call him out, and how the two of them can, meet up when he comes back to Chicago for the next hearing, and whatever it's going to be, it's just going to be. And so I was like, okay, this is not making any kind of sense. So then the last person that Dana J calls out in this video is a girl named Jasmine Johnson. And then this is the source of everything that went wild on the Twitter sphere this past week, because it turns out that this Jasmine Johnson girl came to Chicago for the hearing to support R. Kelly. And somehow, so I don't know if she knew Lolo before she got there or she met Lolo, but somehow, okay, so Dana J ended up sleeping with the Jasmine girl. He's on this video talking about this girl, calling her all kind of vile names. He cursed this girl so bad that I can't even post the clip to the video to show you guys how bad he cursed her out. He just really dogged her out. And I really cannot stand men who, when they get mad at a woman, then they want to talk about her body, talk about how nasty she is, how dirty she was, how they had sex with her, and how they did this and they did that in retaliation for whatever is going on. And I know women can be petty and do stupid stuff like that too, but it's just something about when a man does that to a woman that it just really, really turns me off. And so I was just sitting there like, my God, what in the world happened? So then after the video ended, Twitter was on fire, and Sharon Wimbush got involved. And so Sharon posted all of these. I'm going to have to stop this video and then read all these posts to you guys and do like a voiceover so you guys can listen to what Sharon had to say. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Sharon. So Sharon says, ignorance is just as dangerous as an enemy. Both can put Rob in jail or the cemetery. Dana J did phases with receipts from other people's research. Stories didn't add up. Attacked those on front line since day one. Divided everyone in groups, brought 15 people to Robert's place for a meet and greet, ambushed Robert hiding behind plants, never asked for copied 3 pieces of original ID, so he has no idea who he gave access to Rob, went live from lobby like he's CNN, showed zero concern for Rob's safety as he fights for his life, blasted all over lives he had sex with Jasmine, who has fake ID, probably underage. His crew posted pics of girls' personal parts on Twitter. If she's underage, you all go to jail. Grace gave Dana $800 allegedly because he offered a private meet with Robert. Grace also gave Jasmine $120 to take Greyhound bus to Chicago, had to send her money to get back through D. Magnolia. There was no need for Jasmine to reach out to Angelo Clary to get dollars, so why did she? Dana attacks Jasmine, but who brought Jasmine to Rob? Dana J did. And so basically, this Jasmine girl was the center of this controversy, as I mentioned before. And there was all these rumors going around, and that this girl came to Chicago on a Greyhound bus, didn't have money, didn't have anywhere to stay. And so all these people are coming out saying that they tried to help her, that they tried to give money to her. And then it came out that allegedly she contacted Angelo Clary and he gave her money to get back to where she's from. And so the girl Jasmine, later went on to deny that she got money from the Clarys or any of their friends or anybody connected with that side of the spectrum. And then you guys remember when I did the video before where I was questioning the truthfulness of Dana J. I talked about the fact that he had gone live with Phases and that they were supposedly at Trump Tower, and he had these two girls with him, and they were supposedly outside of R. Kelly's condo. So you guys can go back and look at that video. But that's basically what Sharon is talking about in this particular tweet that she made. Then she goes on to say, Dana and him too, what you did to that young black girl was disgusting and criminal. You violated her without checking her ID, then bragged about it on social media to humiliate and bully her. And there she's talking about the Periscope video that I just mentioned. Posted her personal pics all over the internet. You people are over 40 years old. She is a lost child. I was aware of what she was attempting to do May 8th, 2019, while all of you were still in Chicago, and I was securing evidence on her for Robert's legal team, law enforcement, FBI to handle. All I needed was her ID, which I just got. Authorities were taking care of her and those who helped her. What you people did was vile, criminal, disgusting, and the entire reason Time's Up, Me Too exists. Since she is believed to be a minor, your live recording confessing to sleeping with her and having pics of her posted, him too, were turned over to authorities and FBI because internet crosses state lines. I never condoned the abuse of a young female. I'm clear she had criminal intentions, which was being handled within the law. So Sharon is approaching this from the standpoint that this girl may have been a minor, but the photo ID that they posted, the driver's license that they posted online, actually showed, I think, that she was 28 years old, but she was saying that she was 26 or vice versa. But the Jasmine girl maintains that she is an adult, that she is not a minor. Then Sharon posted, 5 people told me Jasmine Johnson told them she was 26, yet her ID says she'll be 28 in 2 months, and in South Carolina ID is good for 8 years, which proves this ID is fake. And I guess she's going by the date of when the driver's license was issued or something. And then it says, how old is Jasmine? Why is she so desperate to get to R. Kelly? Zero money, taking Greyhound bus to every court hearing for what? Who sent Jasmine? No hair on her personal parts, looks underage. Then she tags Steve Greenberg and Nicole Becker and Douglas Anton, who's the entertainment lawyer. And then she says, high alert. Hashtag stranger danger at Dana J. the brand. You said all over your lives that you had sex with her. Your crew posted pics of her personal parts. If you had sex with her and she's not of age, I told you 3 pieces of original ID from everyone. Extreme high alert at all times. Incoming. Hashtag contingency plan, hashtag entrapment, hashtag who sent Jasmine. And so where she's talking about the 3 pieces of ID, I guess she was working with Dana J when he said that he wanted to bring these people into Chicago for the support group to support R. Kelly when he was at his hearing. And I think they were just supposed to go to the hearing. I don't know how, all this other stuff where they ended up at the Trump Towers. They ended up at the basketball game and all of that stuff, where that came from. But basically Sharon is saying that she told Dana J that he needed to get 3 proofs of ID from each person. So that would eliminate anybody being underage, and then people who were there for the wrong reasons wouldn't have been able to get in. So then in another post, she puts Dana, him too, you confess on social media. It was recorded, pictures posted on social. It was screenshot. Female said she was pressured. ID is fake. Age believed to be a minor equals rape of a minor. And then she goes on, FBI secured evidence, crimes involving a minor, IP address traced. Even if deleted, it will be found. When a female is believed to be underage, crime crosses state lines. Legally, you must turn evidence over to the FBI. Good luck in prison. Girl interrupted. Silly tricks are for kids. Jasmine, gang. I notified law enforcement, radio, TV, all media of extortion plot, screenshots, social media pages, and DM as I went. So blocking me is too late. And so I guess she's talking to the Jasmine girl who first she went offline, then she came back online and made her page private and blocked the people that were talking about her and accusing her of doing these things. So then in another post, she puts the fact that she's documenting every move confirms she's trying to set him up. Bingo. She has contacted 2 bloggers so far. Both informed me immediately after she contacted them. Last night, she contacted one and sent them her number. And so Sharon is talking to somebody via text. And they're confirming that this girl was up to no good. Then Sharon says, rolling in Chicago like I'll sleep in Dunkin' Donuts, send dirty panties, dried up blank pics to the do boy, then have sex with him with my fake ID, and then say I was pressured to do some things. The next Geronda Pace 2.0, hashtag homeless don't want to work, hashtag girl interrupted, hashtag fatal attraction, hashtag danger stranger. So in response, Dana J replied, okay, enough is enough, Sharon. So he goes, you're nothing but a list. I don't know what that is. And everybody that follows you are going down the rabbit hole. Let's talk about the truth. I never something in no F. Oh, I never hid in no effing bushes. You never called Rob. And then he calls her the B word. You don't really know Rob, whore. This ain't about Rob. This is about your BS lying on me. He calls her the B word again. You called my effing phone and was like, we need to stop. Then you pulled this S. Jasmine Johnson is your mentee B word. Tell the truth. You was hired by Drea, not Rob, and you only worked for 16 months and you wasn't at the main house, B word. I'm tired of your fake ass lying on me, trying to Maki S something, I don't know. He was obviously typing this when he was angry. Tell the truth. You trying to F Rob and he don't want your BA. So you're trying to discredit everybody else that spent years with him. You spent a little time not with him, preparing for him on a as needed basis. B, tell the effing truth. Now you sent for me. I'm coming to tell the truth. Now carry on, B. Dana J did what, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say it. This channel will be shut down for the lies, whore, and don't call my effing phone no more. And he calls her the B word again. Then he goes on and he says in another post, no matter what my professional career is, I've been in this man's corner since 2004, so it don't matter. He changed my life for the better, but put me through college and all, made sure I didn't have to live the way I was living, and my loyalty card will ever be with my dog Rob Kelly. And then so here he says that he met R. Kelly in 2004, but I thought in another video he said that in a video that I was watching, he said he met him in 1994. So not sure about that. So then the Jasmine Johnson girl, she responds And she says, so I have been quiet for a minute watching y'all drag me in the mud, clearing you dumb elves don't clearly you dumb elves don't know me from a can of paint. How y'all gonna tell me who I know and who I don't know? The hashtag Clary said they send me money to get home. Tell the MFers to show receipts, no hearsay. Then she says, y'all seen how I was posting about R. Kelly, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm a full-time college student. I don't want to hear I work for the Clarys. If I so-called work for them, then where's my coins? Hashtag where's Jada money? Oh, okay. Then she posted the fact that y'all have two different pictures of private parts, and neither one of them are mine, say a lot. The driver's license is real. Go run numbers or shut up. But I realize people gonna believe what they want to believe. And so throughout all of this controversy, there were some receipts that were posted, and I'm assuming that these are supposed to be receipts showing how she got the money that she got. And she's basically saying that the Clarys did not send her this money, that somebody else wired her the money. And then she also posted her, I guess it was like her Cash App account, showing where she had spent her money at, like different restaurants. They were talking about her sleeping in the Dunkin' Donuts. Then Sharon came back and said that the girl was still in Chicago, and she said someone bought her a bus ticket, and she said someone got her a room. In parentheses, not Rob. She's staying in the hood and sharing a room with a stranger. I'm going to send you a picture. And so this went on for days, but now it seems to have slowed down. So I don't know, if Sharon is busy, if Dana J is just happy that Sharon isn't talking about him anymore. But this was just some really craziness. If you guys follow Dr. Rice and you follow Phases, then you know that there are these young ladies who are claiming to be R. Kelly's sisters. And so Dr. Rice basically distanced himself. He deleted his videos after he was allegedly contacted by R. Kelly's real family, saying that these women were not related to him. And so he deleted the videos that he had. And then a couple of weeks later, the ladies appeared, showed up, what have you, on Phase's channel, and she introduced them. So they, started with their story again. And so basically Sharon was checking them for what they had said, and was basically saying that they were liars, that they are not related to R. Kelly, the R. Kelly family, has disputed this fact, and for these women to, stop making this claim, and for people to stop believing them. And then she posted some screenshots of some text messages that she had between the one alleged sister named Cassandra Kelly, who's also a musician and pursuing a music career, and basically saying that these women are trying to connect themselves to him for their own personal gain. And so the Cassandra woman is basically saying that she would love to have some DNA tests done to prove that she is R. Kelly's biological sisters. And it is just a real mess. And from the Phases video where she interviewed the people, they were basically in the comments talking about, the conversation just went left. It was totally inappropriate, and I'm not going to repeat what they were accusing R. Kelly's mom of, just nasty. But anyway, guys, I just had to stop the video and just read these documents to you, because I know they're not going to show up on the video big enough for you guys to see them. So Sharon is saying, I did a 3-way call with Dr. Rice and Robert's real family. You want to ride R. Kelly's coattails to sell your music, launch career on his scandal, proves who you are. Robert isn't looking for love, hugs from strangers. He needs people who don't do this type of shit, hashtag the lies you tell. So then the Cassandra Kelly girl reaches out to her and reaches out to Sharon and says, hello, beautiful Sharon. How are you today? I'm at the beach until Tuesday, but if you need to reach me for anything, please just call. Much love to you. Again, please let Robert know we are coming to court on the 26th to support him. I hope to see you then. Have a good night, Cassandra. And then Sharon replies, Dr. Rice did a follow up saying details don't match up. Then Cassandra replies, really? When? Please call me. You can. And then she goes on to say, I must watch. I think Dr. Rice have talked to the other side of the family, Robert's family side of the family. They that doesn't know anything about her venture with my dad. Please tell Robert we can take a DNA test for proof. I swear, Sharon, I speak truth and can do a DNA. I need and must want to know. I need and must to know, Sharon. I think she said and want to and must know. I don't know. I shaded two in there, but Robert needs to know the truth as well. We were lied to. I am willing to take DNA tests. That will tell it all. I know I only want truth, Sharon. That's all. There's a hole within me, and I have to know the truth. DNA tests will tell it all. I don't need to go through Dr. Rice. He's been in contact with Robert mom's sister family, and they don't know the truth or her whereabouts in 1967. And then Sharon says, I did a three-way call with Dr. Rice and Robert's real family, who has all his family history, documents dating back decades. They stated none of your information lines up with what they know to be factual from the family historian. Dr. Rice removed the interview out of respect to R. Kelly and his family. You were notified of this, but decided to try to find a different angle, a different mark. Robert is fighting for his life. He doesn't need pop-up relatives asking him to do DNA tests, which he would never do. Hashtag he's not stupid. Robert's legal team and the FBI have all intel concerning this. This is not a game for you to ride R. Kelly's coattails, to sell your music, launch your career on this scandal. It proves the kind of person you are. Robert isn't looking for love hugs from complete strangers. He needs people who don't do this type of shit. Hashtag lies you tell. And so she did a couple of little memes, I guess you would call it. And she says, Dr. Rice deleted his interview. He didn't want to perpetrate fraud, so you find another mark to peddle crazy. Cassandra, Lisa, Levi, Robert's real family stated you are not related. Your information doesn't line up. Bogus fraud, con. Yet you keep exploiting this situation even after I told you Robert wouldn't like it, which proves you don't care about only what you can get out of this. Shaking my effing head. And then in another one of her little memes, she put, R. Kelly is loved all over the world and don't need opportunist people posing as family in his storm. Not to mention the three lies I caught you in, Cassandra. Just because I don't say anything doesn't mean I bought the bullshit. Real eyes, real lies, real lives. Wow. So it seems like there's a whole lot of crazy going on, and we just got to figure out who is the crazy and who's telling the truth. And at this point, we may never know. Woo, child, now wasn't that a mess? So I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? So after all this back and forth and anger being released all over social media, and they're tagging Steve Greenberg in their post, they're tagging Nicole Becker in their post. I'm just like, this is so embarrassing and this is so crazy that they're carrying on like this. So then Dana J posted on his Facebook page that he's leaving Atlanta and he's moving to the West Coast. And so he's going to Baltimore, and he's leaving Baltimore, and then he's going to Chicago for R. Kelly's next two hearings, and then after that, he's making his move west. And I thought this was so interesting because I noticed when he did the last two or three interviews on FaZe's channel that he wasn't at work, because normally when he's doing his interviews he's at work, whatever he does. Like, there was some dispute about whether he worked for the feds. He said he worked for Georgia Bureau of Investigations, which is not a federal agency. And then somebody said that he was a security guard at a housing complex. So I don't know where he works or what he does. He did show a GBI badge, so I don't know. But anyway, I peeped that over the past few weeks when he was doing the lives with FaZes, that he wasn't at work anymore, that he would like be home, or he would be like, one time he did a video where he was in a bedroom. He was actually doing a live and he was in a bedroom, and somebody came into the bedroom and he told them that they had messed up his live. And so I was thinking to myself, I said, well, dang, I hope all of this craziness, all this going live and doing these interviews and talking about this and talking about that, that he hasn't lost his job. After I saw that post on Facebook where he was announcing that he was moving, I was like, oh my God, like, did he lose his job? I hope he didn't lose his job. But I don't know if he quit his job or what is going on. I know in another video he said that he has a court date in Baltimore. So I don't know if he's been in Baltimore all this time. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that he said that he's moving out west. I'm assuming out west is to California somewhere, maybe to pursue his acting career. But just craziness all the way around, and just a distraction for what the support is actually supposed to be about, which is supporting R. Kelly, doing the surviving lies, doing the mute R. Kelly, pushing that narrative on social media to drown out all the negative stories that's coming out about him. So I don't know how the story turns into, the whole Dana J show, how it turns into Jim Derogatis trying to push this book, how it turned into Drea trying to get all this money for child support when this man is fighting for his life. And it's just real crazy to me that any of this and all of this is going on. And I mean, it's just so much. I could go on and on and on talking about all these videos that I be watching that is just like I said, pure entertainment and a distraction from what's really going on. But that's it for me, guys. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about the whole situation. Do they all need to just stop and pause and step back? I mean, like the Jasmine girl, don't know her from A through Z, but everybody's basically saying that she was a mole, that she was trying to get close to R. Kelly to set him up. You'll be another Geronda Pace, be leery, faulting Dana J for bringing her into the inner circle. What do you guys think? Is it just a distraction? Is everybody just need to refocus and put their attention back on R. Kelly? What's really going on? Leave your comments below, rate the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.